works. We're going to do a slate tile and we'll do a coffee mug. So you just want to make sure the edges are properly secured. Alright, simply basically opening the bag up. Putting the tile in, we're just using a hairdryer, but you could use a heat gun. Right. So it's nice and tight. And the inside we want is this side, just the print side. So you can just press it all out. Remember around the edges, because we're doing slate, we want to try to get as much into those edges as possible. That's pretty much it for a bit of slate. With the mug, I find if you just mark the handles out with a couple of texture lines, and then if we just cut a slot out of there, don't have to do it this way. Right. Open it up again. Place the bag into the cup into the bag. So the handle comes out of the sides. Right, just pull it down so it's nice and tight. In the middle here, it can be a bit tricky. Just want to put a couple of bits of tape, because when we shrink it, it'll tend to want to open that section up. So what we do is put heat tape in there just to try to minimise the amount that's opened. But when you do your transfer on, you want to make sure that's reasonably taped right up in there. Right. Just basically cut the excess up. Right. Once again, heat wrap it all. Just a little bit there for starters. Probably not the best hairdryer in the world, but will do the job. I'm trying to get most of those wrinkles out. And I always find if you just give it a good press down, these wrinkles are not going to sort of, well, first mug are done, so we hope it doesn't affect the print at all. Right. So just all we've done is just given it a good shrink wrap. Right, ready to go in the oven. So we'll go out in the oven. Kitchen oven, which I probably wouldn't recommend. If you've got a conventional oven you can use. Right, probably recommend you do that. Right. I'd always put the mug upside down so the top gets more heat. 185 degrees. I'll probably do them for about 15 minutes. Right, and we'll see what happens when it comes out. Pulled these out of the oven. It's quite hot. I mean, probably nothing stopping you if you have hot water. Just slowly pull it down. Remember, it's hot everywhere, so I'm not getting the glove too wet, but it's a bit hot now. So it's just a matter of, I'll pull this down a bit more so we can handle it a bit better. in the cold water now, so I can handle the mug. Right. Okay, so it's just basically, you need to hang on to it until it's totally cold. Or you can pull it off. Not the easiest stuff to get off. Right. Okay. So we just, we pulled this off. Like I said, this is our first mug we've ever done, so you know, there might be mistakes, I don't know. I'll just take one from here, but oh, get off there. Right, it all comes down to preparation too, so right. So as you can see, we've gone right around this whole mug. A little bit fake around the handles, but I think, you know, top to bottom, 160 degrees around. I think it's looking pretty good. I've got another one in the oven at the moment. It's got a name tag on the handle. Right, Slate's still hot, so we'll just take a bit to pull that down. Right. Normally I would just let these self-cool. Right, but a lot of people won't attempt Slate because it's you need 3D press to do them. You can do them with a normal press. Right. Not sure. Yeah, so there's a little bit of interference there in the wrap. Right, once again, take a bit more time on it, and you won't end up with all the little crease marks through it. So just through here and stuff. That's just a couple of quick samples, but like I said, that one came out pretty well. Just a little bit around the handle there. So that's just getting that. I mean, you can stop it right at the edge there. You don't have to go around the handle, but if you can master that, it's a lot better. Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Okay, I'm on my own now. So I'm just pulling the second one out of the oven now. Good advantage of this is you can actually hold it by the end, and yeah, all shall be good. While this is cooling down, we noticed when we were taping up the slate that it was a bit of an air bubble underneath, which probably would have caused that distortion in it. Water into this. Alright, I hope this is coming out on video, but anyway. Yeah, so when we taped it all up and we heat gunned the shrink wrap, we noticed that the paper hadn't been flat on that slate, which has probably caused that image not to stick properly there. In relation to the mug, around the handle area, if you made the area a bit bigger, it probably wouldn't be smudged. So, you know, if you made that a complete circle in there, but as long as you take the centre section up, I'll probably put it in here for you. We can take the centre section up and up the top and the bottom. We should end up with a pretty consistent print. It's all about, yeah, like I said, preparation. This is now the second mug I've done. Like I said, I'm only using my standard oven. Ideally, I think if I was doing more than just the one or two, I'd probably be using a spare oven. Not that it matters, it's because it's the actual shrink wrap sort of covers it, closes it off. And this is where we're doing the handle. Yeah, it closes it off. So when you do your wraps, you've still got two exposed open ends to it. This is the first time I've actually done this, so all I did was just transfer a name and just use heat tape. Alright, so this will be interesting if it came out, which it did. A little bit smudgy, but like I said, first time I've ever done that too. So, all new for you, all new for me. There's a little bit there, it's not too bad. If we can just make that around that edge, see how that edge is a bit bigger on that side? And same with there, it's a bit shadowy. It's just because of the edge. So that's the first time I've actually done a full coverage on a mug. But as you can see, like the colours coming out really vibrant. These are not for sale, these are only for demonstration purposes. But yeah, we can put names, you can put an image there if you wanted to. But yeah, the wraps definitely give you, probably give them a sublimate on the bottom, we'll give that a shot one day too. But it just gives you a bit more variation with these heat shrink bags, that you don't have to go and fork out $600-700 for a vacuum press. So yeah, like I said, we just did it in our normal oven, and they come out brilliant. So they were in there for 185 degrees for 14 minutes. My wife is, as you can tell, a mad Iron Maiden fan. She hasn't seen this one yet, so when she gets home, I think she'll be beside herself. That came out really good. Like I said, if I was ever to do them again, probably just make the opening there a little bit bigger. I mean, that's all trial and error. I didn't have a template or anything to do this. The seam is pretty much seamless. I mean, it is obviously because it's two different ends of the picture, but you know, it's actually not too bad. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Okay, I've just done one of these with these new heat shrink wraps. 175 degrees Celsius for about 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. Could have got a little bit closer on the seam, but trying to make a template up for it wasn't easy. But picture quality is really good. Yeah, decided to do a Coca bottle today with the new shrink wrap technique. Did this for 185 degrees at about 6 minutes. As you can see, you get a lot more bottle done. It'd be great to be able to do a full bottle, but I don't see how you could do that without getting lines or overlapping in it. But that said, I mean, you get a lot more coverage on the bottle. Even at the bottom here where you can see where it's creased up. Actually doesn't look too bad on this because with the lightning effect on it, it looks really good. But with this top section, there's nothing stopping you from doing it two-piece and putting, say, a name across here or something like that. So, yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you guys. But yeah, otherwise, print come out really, really good.